Good evening, I'm Diane Daniels. We begin with breaking news tonight. On the day that the lights came back on, just shortly after noon today, power was finally restored to downtown South Bend. Teams of I&M workers had been working round the clock ever since a fire beneath a manhole cover destroyed cables and did extensive damage last Thursday night. Today at the Studebaker substation, the president and CEO of I&M talked about the relief of finally getting the power back online.
It was one of the prettiest sounds I've heard in a long time, hearing those breakers close in right at about noon today. I'll tell you, I've never seen anything prettier than when those street lights came on, or the traffic lights came on, and I saw them flashing red.
And we continue our coverage tonight with WSBT's Ed Ernstens, who was in downtown South Bend today when the power came back on. And when that happened, it was cause for celebration.
Here comes the sun.
A little past noon on Sunday, staff and guests at Fiddler's Hearth Restaurant, owned by Carol and Terry Meehan, raised their glasses to toast the fact that the power was back on in the downtown. A big thanks to the utility crews.
It's just such a celebratory mood. The primary toast that we led off with was to the workers who've been working 24/7 since Friday morning.
She was hit by the lost power in two ways. It went out at the restaurant, where they quickly got a generator to keep in operation, but also lost power at their home near the downtown.
Well, the focus for us was downtown here with the restaurant. That was our main focus. We needed to keep that open, especially this weekend. The house, we don't get home until after dark anyway, and we're beat, so we just went to bed.
Those who lost power in and around the downtown area the last couple of days say they've dealt with it the best they could under the circumstances, but took solace in the fact that this would not be a long-standing kind of thing that they would deal with.
Neil Gilbert and his wife lost power late Thursday night at their home.
Well, the biggest thing was really losing heat, because our furnace was out. Even though it's a gas furnace, it needs electricity to click on. So we survived, and it was sort of fun, but it started to get old here pretty quickly.
The business that was lost this weekend was minute compared to what it could have been.
We're glad that they got it fixed, and you never know kind of how vulnerable you are to things like this in modern society.
Ed Ernstens, WSBT Channel 22 News.
And according to I&M, businesses running on generator power like Fiddler's Hearth are making the switch back to electricity after hours once the customers are gone. That's because the transition will cause them to lose power temporarily. I&M says whenever those businesses do get back on the grid, they're confident the system should be able to handle it. Well, another ongoing issue that looms large now is that trying to get the power back on is finding out what caused the outage in the first place. I&M's president says the company will bring in outside investigators to look at those charred cables and try and figure out what caused the failure. He says that whole process could take a number of weeks. Well, it's certainly